respect on my name. See why they mad at me? I'm trying to make a little change. This for all my workers, working for minimum wage. I can't be nice to them. Y'all gotta feel my rage. How you gonna count me out? I got hit after hit, showing that fake love. They been thinking they slick. I be Uber trapping, yeah, my money legit. And my bow tie shining. I don't put ice on my wrist. They be side talking. I be hearing the words. See my parents die. I done been through the words. All these fake rappers, they be getting on my nerves. Southside still holding. Had to go hard on my verse. Acting bad on them. Run up the bag on them. Press the gas on them. Hit the dash on them. I'm trying to get the money. Y'all ain't gon' stop me. I'm trying to get the money. Y'all ain't gon' knock me. Acting bad on them. Run up the bag on them. Press the gas on them. Hit the dash on them. I'm trying to get the money. Y'all ain't gon' stop me. I'm trying to get the money. Y'all ain't gon' knock me. I see them stay on faces. Now that I got your attention. When they talking Texas, I don't even get mentioned. Tired of being normal, I gotta be a little vicious. I gotta make an example. I need a couple to witness. They be talking down, put them back right in their place. Lying on my name, please get out of my face. This that club rocker, go on and turn up the bass. Get the shacking on them, it can go down in the paint. Back against the wall, I gotta make something shake. Praying on my file, they need to take a little break. I remember days, hiding that gas in the tank. Still making a play, just trying to get through the day. Yeah, acting bad on them, run up the bag on them, press the gas on them, hit the dash on them. I'm trying to get the money, y'all ain't gon' stop me. I'm trying to get the money, y'all ain't gon' knock me. Acting bad on them, run up the bag on them, press the gas on them, hit the dash on them. I'm trying to get the money, y'all ain't gon' stop me. I'm trying to get the money, y'all ain't gon' knock me.
Back in this thing again, A1 Live. We appreciate everybody that's checking us out via Facebook Live. Everybody checking us out on weareA1.com. Make sure that you go on Google Play and get the app. You know what I'm saying? The app is out now. You know what I'm saying? Apple coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Tell them quit making them jump through the loops, but we coming now. You know what I'm saying?
Feel my energy. You know I got good energy.
I pray for energy to make it through another day. Cause evil spirits always trying to knock me out the way. Off my path, but I understand the Lord is with me. See them haters, if they could, they'll come and get me. Crooked cops wanna lock me up, but that's okay. Cause I know that the Holy Spirit gon' show me the way to stay out of trouble. I'm just trying to stay humble. I'm in the concrete jungle, every day I live the struggle. I see mothers raising their kids all alone. These brothers out here catching the bus, cause we all in the battle zone. Why they take my ID from me? They don't wanna see me riding in the hood. That's okay, I be walking still shining in the spirit. Faith works and I let them know it. A poor righteous poet with the love of God and I show it. That's why I get it back everywhere I go. I'm giving everything I got until I'm gone. I give the people energy. Perhaps it was a waste of time. Perhaps I lacked the faith, or maybe it was fate. A season to create a masterpiece for the entire world to embrace. Never will forget the night that I slept outside downtown H-Town. I ain't have a ride. It was open mic and I wanted to recite. Share the reflections of my mind, interpretations of this life. Stay connected to the people, force them to hear my voice. Alternate they thinking, show them they had a choice. On the underground hustle, I got a lot to prove. Never broke me down, a few times I got booed, but I always been that dude bringing which is keeping me in tune with the calling on my life, which is keeping me consumed with the passion and the power to do the things I do. I give you energy.
That we understand that they're good cops. I have some very close friends who are officers, and I know that their hearts are pure and they're good people. But the policy here in Harris County allows those bad cops to get away with things, so we can't recognize who the good cops are because the bad cops are protected by the policy. So we want to change the policy that allows police to kill black and brown people at will.
And when you say policy, does that mean in a situation where they may be unarmed to de-escalate using tasers,
right, or even communication? I mean, there should be some type of training where you know how to de-escalate the situation just through communication. I have children that I work with, and I know how to de-escalate the situation. And that's not to say that our officers do not face extreme circumstances, but we also feel like sometimes the officers escalate those circumstances. And so tonight we're going to have a town hall meeting with the No More Bloodshed movement to discuss police and civilian interaction, because we're not here to hate on the police. That's not what we're here for. What we want is policy that is safe and fair for both the police and the civilians.
See, I was able to maneuver these H-Town streets where police bang and creep like Pyrus and Hoovers do. Got out the hood cause I was trying to do something good, but still stayed in touch like cuticles, so I be cruising through the neighborhood from time to time. Family might be out of sight, but they ain't never out of mind. Always in my heart, know where I got my start. First missionary Baptist cross the street from Bricker Park. Now I roam different parts of the globe, from Africa to Rome, no matter where I go. Houston's home, props to pioneers who opened the door, showed us what to do, who taking the score. One for the home team, always repping the H. Texas the great, Lone Star State. Nothing but love fills my heart like a cavity. I'm representing for the whole Southern family. That energy.
You're tuned into the all-new Action One Network. Turn up your volume.
Hey, yo, A1 Live back in this thing again. Yeah. What up, my peoples? Man, happy New Year. Everybody checking us out, man. We are glad you have survived. We are glad you're here for 2018.
2019. Oh, you tripping.
See, look, man.
Last year.
See, look, man. You know, I'm still working on that,
he
man.
He said he glad y'all survived 2018.
Man, see, look, man, I messed up, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, A1 Live, man. It's your brother, iTunes Rob, J. Nicole, J. Norm, RJ holding down on the boards, and Sister Joy, of course, always keeping us right, man. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody checking us out via Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, IG.
We are A1.com, man.
Hey, that website is popping, man.
On that app, though. Ooh. They need to get that app. Tell them how they can get that app, man.
Man, Google Play. Go to Google Play, type in Action One Media Group, and the app will come up. Independent artists jamming all day, every day, coming to you live, man.
Straight up.
Straight up. Man, J. Nicole.
Yeah.
What up, sis? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
Seems like it's been too long, man.
It have been too long. It seems that way, but it's only been a week. So it's just how it is sometimes.
Hey man, for sure. So Jay Norm, what's up, baby?
Man, I'm good on my end, brother. You doing all right?
Hey man, I'm just here so I don't get fined, man.
That's what
man, you already know, man. Hey man, I gotta start out the show, on a bit of a serious note. We want to make sure that we say rest in peace to the family of Jasmine Barnes.
Oh, man.
If you're unaware of Jasmine Barnes, it's a situation that happened here in Houston, but it's reached national attention. She's a 7-year-old that was killed in a drive-by shooting. And there was a little bit of discrepancy as far as it relates to the shooter. But, according to law enforcement, the person that committed that act is currently behind bars. Several people. Some people still, have their
opinions.
Yeah, opinions on if those are the people that actually did it. But regardless, a 7-year-old was killed in a drive-by.
It's horrible.
Horrible
situation.
Horrible situation.
But what I do want to know, for all y'all out there, the original suspect in mind, was a white guy in a red pickup truck. And, there was a lot of outrage about that. Correct. A lot of us came together, which we should do in situations like this. We should come together when any child or person in particular, loses their life. We should stand together and under any circumstance, no matter who does it or, what the crime was. But in this instance, the original suspect was a white man. And correct. I saw thousands of people, I think, outside of the Walmart that it happened at,
hey, man, yeah, shout out to all my brothers, man. I knew a few of the brothers that went out there, People's Patrol, New Black Panthers, all of them brothers, man.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing in a horrible situation, So, I think, was it the next day or the same day? The next day they came out, or the same day they came out and announced that it was actually 2 black brothers who committed the crime.
Correct.
Now, whatever the circumstance may be, this baby lost her life, but I see a lot of outrage or, stuff about that because, what's your opinion on that? How do you feel about the amount of outrage we had when it was a white guy versus the amount of outrage we had when they found out that it was 2 brothers? Because at that point, I think they started taking it out more so on the mother.
Absolutely.
Because she was a friend of one of the killers. A social media friend.
Man, you
go ahead.
Okay, yeah, man. Of course, anytime that you really look at any situation that comes up in America, when it has to do with race, particularly with white and black, because, there's so much history.
Yeah.
There's, it's understandable. There's always going to be a natural amount of outrage, immediately towards that, just because there's so much history there. Unfortunately, we also do, have a history of, crime within our own community.
Yeah.
And, I'm not sure if, we'll ever know the true details because, the brothers, they haven't been to court yet. We'll see if they actually tell the true story. But, I'm just still trying to figure out how, even if I, have beef, with Jay Norm, how I can, look into a car that's full of kids and, let some rounds loose.
Right.
That implies, something even deeper. Within, if, they're the ones that actually did it, for you to have that type of animosity towards someone. And I did see, some of the outrage turn towards the mother, who is, one of the biggest, victims in the whole case, because, nobody
wants their child gone.
And particularly a 7-year-old, that hasn't even lived life. But I know that we have to continuously try to do a better job of community policing within our, our own community, and make sure that no matter what the situation is, it never reaches this level of hatred or vitriol towards anybody to where, like I said, you would just let some rounds go in a car full of kids.
Right.
Yeah, that's right, man. I pretty much gonna just piggyback off what you were saying, man. Like you said, just the level of hatred that, you know, some people impose on others. I mean, like you said, to even have a child in there to do such an act, you know, that's devastating. And I think that's why we typically need to go back on, you know, the mental state of a lot of people nowadays, because that's where I believe, you know, that's where I believe the core is. You know, most people are really hurting, you know what I'm saying, broken inside, and they lash out and do acts such as this on our own. You know what I'm saying? So it's just an unfortunate bit, you know, nevertheless.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I'm not taking up for anybody in this situation, but, you know, without an outrage going to this mother still lost her child. You know, that's a fact. You know, she lost her child. Let me tell you, I have thousands of people that I friend on Facebook. And if something like that happened to me, it could very well be one of those same people that I have accepted a friend request on Facebook or IG or whatever. You know, so we can't automatically just assume that, oh, this mother is trash.
Absolutely.
You know, there's an investigation that has to go down. Now, I'm not taking up for it. I'm also not denying. Mm-hmm. You just don't know until the facts are proven.
Right. That's true, man. But you know what I'm saying, we just you know, it was I heard about the ceremony they had the other day. The mayor came out. Of course, our sister Sheila Jackson Lee,
always in the building.
Always in the building.
In the streets.
Yeah, she in the streets, man. She in the streets, man. Switching to another note, you know, our current occupant of the White House gave his State of the Union or address to the nation yesterday. Yeah. You know, most people was, you know, whatever. But
I don't follow him on.
Yeah. Hey, but if you do want a good follow, man, Donald Trump on Twitter, boy, that boy is. He probably keeping Twitter alive, being honest with you.
Oh my gosh.
But you know, we're
getting paid for it.
We're getting paid, man. But you know, definitely they need to go ahead and you know, we'll talk a little bit about this government shutdown because, you know, we have some people potentially being affected, not being paid.
Yeah.
You know, which is a pretty big thing. You know, they got this whole thing going on with the border wall, and you know, with us being down here in Texas, you know, we're kind of like ground zero for the fight and the debate. You know, you can look for a lot of it to come to fruition in the 2019 and 2020 elections down here in Texas. So, you know, if you're down here in Texas, make sure that you're paying attention to your local politics and make sure that you're paying attention to how the larger national conversation is also affecting you on your local level. So, man, we're finna get into our first break. We are A1.com, A1 Live. Tune in. Get in the action.
Yeah.
RJ.
Action 1, doing it for the culture.
Drop it. Juice. Look, ride on till the world is cracked up and the sky is open. They be telling me lies, took an entire portion of my family portrait and denied the culprit. My mind's insulted, cause I'm assaulted. A king in 16's what I'm assaulting. Battery shattered, the cataracts up in MC until I am exhausted. And my vernacular leaving them nauseous. I'm attacking whoever speaking the nonsense. Travel magnificence, peace of their conscience. I'm keeping content with my content. Looking to the light to the east of my continent. Better catch up like condiments. Money never bought a nigga common sense. So when I rhyme, I'm making sure every line condensed with insight. Give insight even the blind convinced. We can put me in like Popovich. Politics, lots of tooks. Caught your optics for apocalypse. They got lots of tricks. It's like Copperfield. I'm copping still for that martial law. So when I start to draw, it's like Molotovs going across the jaw, ball for ball. Cause nigga, this the art of war. Yeah. There can be no revolution unless there is bloodshed.
It's time to take it to the next level. It's time to be better than who you were yesterday. Commit to being better. If you keep doing the same things, you're going to keep getting the same results. You should be hungry for better. You should be hungry for more. You should be hungry for your best self. At the end of the day, if you're the best one in your team or you're the best one in your class, then you need a new class or a new team because it's not pushing you to become your best self. But better's not going to come easy. It's going to require a different you. It's going to require a different mindset. But that's what you should want. You should want to stretch. You should want to learn. So whatever you have to do to become better, do it. If you have to read those books, if you have to take that class, whatever you have to do to become better, you need to get it done. Because it's time to rise up. It's time to get to that next level. Your best you is yet to come. So at the end of the day, I encourage you, be your best self. It's time to level up. Peace.
There's a formula. If you follow the formula, you will be successful.
Facts.
You will make it. Like, there's no way that you won't. So I was like, I'm going to listen to all the advice that I can, figure out what this formula is, and then follow it. Now I'm like interested in learning how to code, and I'm realizing that program that she did is probably similar to what I would need. So the plan was to spend a few months saving and studying, 3 months of school, 3 months of job hunting, and all of that together put me at a year. Hearing the stories of people who've done exactly what I'm trying to do was very reinforcing. It's not trying to make it to the NBA.
You're tuned into the all-new Action One Network. Turn up your volume.
Turn up. A1 Live. We are A1.com. Action Squad is in the building. RJ keeping us tight, man. I got my little big homie, Big Joe, in the building, you know what I'm saying? Holding us down, man, you know what I'm saying? Man, you know, if you just was listening on the break, you heard the wonderful words of wisdom from this brother that's right here next to me. He is a dynamic and prolific ponderer and deliverer of thoughts.
All right, Al Sharp. Okay.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm finna
Bringing
pass
in
the
that
flavor.
Al. You gotta reach it.
Oh yeah, man! I gotta kick off the 2019 right back. You know what I'm saying? With my brother Jay Noah, man. Make sure that you follow this brother on Instagram, man. So Jay Noah, man. We're getting this year started off. You know, it's what's today? What's today? Today is the 9th day of January. So I'm pretty sure we got people that have already broken their New Year's resolution 9 times.
Probably so, yeah.
But man, I want you to, give the people
some life.
Yeah, man, just some of that energy, man, to get that year started off right.
Give
man.
them some gas.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, you know, like I say, it's a new year, man. So, like I said, start those new year resolutions. But one thing I'll probably say that a lot of people should think about doing this year is taking more risk. Because the more risk that you take, the more you can find out what suits you. Especially if you're doing something that you are not want to do or like to do. Take more risk and understand that you fail your way to success. You know, a lot of people are scared to take risks due to failure or even due to success. So understand, like say, failure is a part of the process, and through your failures, you'll be one step closer to success, one step closer to understand the right way of doing things. Like I say, my challenge for most people, a lot of people this year, is to take more risks and figure out what you want to do, make a decision, and then go after it. Because you know what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, you don't know your purpose or which your purpose is in life until you take those risks, until you know what you want. You know what I'm saying? Take those risks. So that's my tip for today.
Hey, man.
Don't be scared of failure, man.
Don't be scared. It's a part of it.
Failure is a lesson learned.
It's a part of the process. 100%.
That's it.
Facts.
I done failed so many times, y'all. I can't sit up here and play with y'all. I done failed down the floor. I done failed down the stairs. I done failed in so many tasks that I've had. But guess what? I'm here. I'm here at A1 Live. Real talk though, you know, and it came a long way, you know, and I wouldn't have been able to do that, you know, in life in general, you know, without failing a few times. Because every time I failed, I learned how to bounce back 3 times harder.
Like when you're a kid, you know, and you touch that hot stove for the first time, and you burn your hand, you learn after that first go round, hey, I don't even touch this hot. You know what I'm saying? You learn from your circumstance, you learn from your mistakes. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure you know
man,
about failure sometimes.
Man, I know big time, man. And oh yeah, man, I got a long history of F ups. So, that made me the person that I am today, man. You know what I'm saying? No lie at all, man. You know, I want to let the people know that's a wonderful event coming up on January the 26th. Feed the Hood Block Party. It's going to be going down 1 to 4. It's going to be brought to you by MBuff. It's going to be at Crofton Place Apartments. Make sure that you get out. There's going to be multiple organizations out supporting the community. It's going to be a block party, man. They're going to have food, books for the drive, community cleanup, man. So, you know, we definitely want to make sure that we let people know to get out there in the action, man. And somebody, you know, I was kind of looking through some emails I shouldn't have been looking through the other day, you know, in the Action One folder. Yeah. I saw something about an MLK parade.
Oh man. You let them know about that already? I guess we gotta make the big announcement, you know. Action One Media Group, A1 Live, and our affiliates will be participating in this year's Black Heritage Martin Luther King Parade and Festival. So you guys need to come on out there and support. I think last year was like 300,000 people there, and we are going to be in the building. This is real big. You know, we celebrating the life of the legendary late Dr. Martin Luther King, who did so much for our people in the civil rights movement, and, you know, just in general, you know, he's a good influence, a good inspiration that we should, you know, live our lives in a better way.
Absolutely. You know, in the upcoming weeks, we definitely will be breaking down, you know, MLK.
Yeah.
And, you know, of course, we can't, you know, every MLK, you know, I can't let the MLK pass without talking about how the government was convicted in the conspiracy of his death. That we not, you know, but, you know, I'm going to say that. But for today, you know, what I really want to talk about, and, you know, just kind of starting with Jasmine Barnes, but if you've been anywhere close to the phone or computer or anything, you have seen the conversation surrounding this surviving R. Kelly, you know, I don't know what it's docuseries or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that it's called, and I personally haven't seen it. You know, kind of have some issues watching it, but I'll probably eventually check it out. But, you know, anybody that's of age, you know, you're familiar with the tape and the situation and everything like that. But for me, whenever I'm online, I'm never necessarily paying attention to the original conversation, but more so the conversations that spur from that original headline or whatever that came out. And so, you know, without actually seeing the documentary, you know, you started to see a lot of discussions come out about how we protecting our young girls and our young women. A lot of women have shared their experiences dealing with older men and some of the predatory practices that some men and women, you know what I'm saying, place in part on, you know what I'm saying, younger children. But with you being a parent, man, you know, how do we really protect our children? You know what I'm saying, in this day of age, you know, now we got the internet and so many more ways to communicate and hide your age and things like that.
I'm going to tell you like this. You have to watch your children. You have to watch, and not just your daughters, your sons too. You know, in this world, you have to watch your children, period. And we didn't have all that stuff growing up, the social media and all of that. We didn't have that. But one thing that we did have was a mama and dad who said no, you know. So I just feel like these days we give our children too much freedom, you know. And just because something is available doesn't mean that they have to be a participant in it. You know, you have to really monitor that. Now, I'm not saying don't teach them how to use it, because then they will be, out of the loop with things, but you really have to monitor it. I don't feel like 6-year-old children should be walking around here with cell phones.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I mean?
Man, I dropped my son off at elementary school, man, and before his backpack ring.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm going to pick up the phone and say, what?
Yeah.
I say, bro, who are we talking to?
It's the job of a parent to guide their children in the direction they want them to go. Yeah. Now when that child reaches a certain age, you can't guide them no more. You have to put that work in early. Mm-hmm. So if you don't put that work in early, then your child is going to be left to the wolves. And your child is not going to know how to handle certain situations that come their way. So for anybody who wants to know what they can do is raise your children the way they need to be raised. If you wasn't raised right, do the opposite. If you was raised right, go to a whole nother level with it, because you have to in these days and times.
Man, Brother Norman, man, the Honorable Malcolm X once said that the most disrespected and unprotected person in America is the black woman. Mm-hmm. He said that we will not be respected as men till we stand up and protect our women. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was in, I'll just estimate 1964. Mm-hmm. 2019, we're still having the same conversations.
It's even worse.
In 2019, what do we need to do to protect our women?
Well, first of all, stand up for our women in any circumstances. Because I've seen even lately, and I guess it's a little bit off topic, but in the same essence, it was a young girl at McDonald's, and it was a Caucasian customer. And she got snatched up from because I guess they didn't have like straws or something in the front. I don't know, it was something of that nature. I'm not sure if y'all seen it on Instagram. And basically the situation was like this guy basically molested the girl, and she was the server in the front, at the front. And what I paid attention to was the people behind the scenes. Right. It was other black men behind the scenes that didn't do anything to this guy that just literally snatched this girl. And I looked at it like, why didn't anybody stand up for her? Like she fought this guy, this man, and she was probably a teenage girl. She did. But at the end of the day, I felt as though the men behind the scenes should have stepped in and done something. But again, step up for your women, for our women out here, and let people know that we have the power. Mm-hmm. We have power, not the power. We have power. Just what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, social media is a different day and age. With predators out, because they have the right and way to get to people, but at the end of the day, just stand up for your women, man. Like for our women, at the end of the day,
protect.
I think the reason, some of the reason, I ain't gonna say the whole reason, but some of the reason is because it goes back to raising your children. A lot of times black young boys have fear instilled in them instead of strength.
What's that?
You know what I mean? Because the parents are scared for their children going out in the world on their own, so they have to tell them, well, look, you got to be careful. You can't do this. And just those things is not a bad thing to tell your children. You want them to be respectful. You want them to know what to do in certain situations. But you also want them to grasp who they are inside and know that who they are strong black kings.
Yeah,
straight up. So it's a lot. It's a lot. I can't go into it all, but stop instilling fear in your children. Teach them who they are. Teach them, that they are strong beings in mind, body, and spirit.
What's up? Jay Norm, man, you being a, cerebral brother, man. What's the importance for mental health? Amongst specifically black men or men of color. With us dealing with so much trauma and things that our ancestors have been through, and we've been through ourselves. What are some things that we can do to kind of help clear our heads and deal with some of the things we need to hold ourselves accountable for as well?
I mean, I think it, like I said, like it starts at the foundation. Like when you're younger, I think they should instill mental health or mental classes in the education system. And the reason why I say that is because now you're seeing a lot of shootings and killings at these schools with a lot of kids nowadays. So I think it starts early on. I think even most of the suicidal rates or the killers nowadays, and I'm saying that mental health issues, you see them at an older age, but they had those problems when they were younger. So I think that, you know, we should definitely we should understand that mental health is really key and really important to life in itself and who you are. So I mean, at the end of the day, I think you should know who you are, find peace in self, and understand if somebody is out there crying for help, pay attention to the signs. I think a lot of people ask people, oh, how are you doing today? And most people are afraid to say actually how they're doing because they don't feel like nobody really cares. Right. So show care to the next person, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you never know what that person may be going through. And I'm not saying you should just talk to them, you know, hear everything they got to say, but at the end of the day, understand that people are really out here going through things. And, you know, mental health is a real issue. And when nobody feel like they have anybody to talk to or get those issues out, then, you know, maybe go to counseling. I don't know. It's a lot of different things.
Most definitely, because it's all about being accountable for self. And you know, as much as I think some of the things in the whole Me Too era have gone a little bit too far left, but at the same time, I do think that it's time for a lot of us to start being accountable for our thoughts, our actions. You know, it's a lot of things that, you know, well, I ain't gonna say we. I could just talk about myself. You know, I know it's a lot of things that I look back on that we talked about or did, or you know, what I'm saying, anything else like that. You know, you think about the music from the '90s and everything else like that, and you know how it probably wasn't the, you know what I'm saying, best thing as a community, you know what I'm saying, for us to be promoting the sexual exploitation, you know what I'm saying, of our girls and our women on the TV screens, and, you know, you'd be at the club, grab a girl butt, you know what I'm saying, like stuff like
but
that.
But even
you know?
that came from somewhere else.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
came from the 70s pimping. You
absolutely.
know? The pimping came from just, you know, everything is just historically needs to be rewired.
Right. Again, start the conversation for you to have amongst your friends, amongst your social circle, amongst your family, your church, wherever it is, because we, in 2019, we have to protect our children. And most definitely we have to. So, man, we're going to get into another break. We are A1.com, A1 Live. Check us out. Go subscribe. Get in the action, baby.
Yeah.
I kind of took it serious today, man.
Yeah.
But you did
say
You tuned into the all-new Action One Network. Turn up your volume.
A1 live in this thing, man. Hey, man, we've been real today, man. But yes, 2019 is the year of accountability, man. Mm-hmm. And we want to make sure that we are not only holding ourselves accountable. I'm sorry, we're not only holding others accountable, we also holding ourselves to that our higher standard.
Yeah.
Man, so, I want to start, giving the people, a little bit of wisdom, as we, we rolling, we just started January. Yeah, we just started January, but, I'm already excited about the month that comes after January, in our Freedom Month.
Man, forget that. Forget Black History Month. We're going to have Black History Year.
365.
Every
365, year. Man. And I recently learned about a wonderful brother named Garrett August Morgan. Ever heard of him? Garrett Morgan.
Tell me all about him.
Man, this brother is the inventor of the gas mask. And he's also credited with the modern traffic light.
Okay.
So, unable to sell his gas masks to fire departments in the South, Morgan hired an actor friend to pose as an inventor while he dressed up as an Indian chief. And the actor would announce that the big chief mason would go inside a smoke-filled tent for 10 minutes. When Morgan emerged after 25 minutes on the horn, people were amazed. And his business started booming. He actually, because he was part Indian and part slave, well, he's black, but he was able to pass as an Indian so that people would actually, buy his products. Of course, they wouldn't buy it if he was black.
Right.
And the story goes that there were some miners trapped, and he actually used his devices to go in and save them. And, his business was booming, but through saving some firefighters, it got found out that he was actually black and not an Indian. And so, they, they started hating on his business, so then it went down.
Yeah, somebody took his idea and ran with
it. Yeah. They took his idea and ran with the gas mask. But, the wonderful melanated mind that this brother had, he looked at the traffic lights, and he was like, there's only green and red. He's like, there needs to be something in between there to let people know. So he's credited with creating a device that would give people a caution in between the green and the red, which eventually became the yellow light, which, yellow light in Houston still mean green, but,
can't keep a black man down.
But yeah, Garrett Morgan, man, make sure that you research that brother. Another great inventor that we get overlooked, and I think that it's something that I often talk about amongst my friends, even among us that are so-called conscious and pro-black and pro everything, man. I think that when we get a little bit of knowledge, we go back to Africa, which is necessary. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the roots. But at the same time, I feel that we kind of ignore a lot of the greatness that we've done since we've been here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even when you talk about the MAAFA, which is the Trans-American slave trade, transatlantic slave trade, there was still greatness going on during that time. You know what I'm saying? We were still inventing things. We were still coming up with everything. And, I think that we need to tell that story more. Of all the greatness that's happened, since we've been over here. So man, we took a little break, for the holidays, got to get away from fam, man. Y'all do anything interesting over the break?
Man, just blessed to have another year. Spend time with the fam, bro. Spend time with the fam. I mean, honestly, that was pretty much what I brought my new year with.
I plead the fifth. I ain't putting y'all in my business.
It's okay. What you get into, Doc?
Man, I went down to Mexico. Man, boy, I'm telling you, man, they ain't worried about no wall down there.
No. How was the weather down?
Oh, man, I was on the beach, man.
Ooh,
so I'm sitting there, man, and my RBG Speedo on, man.
No, wait a minute. Did you say a Speedo?
you know, set out there, you know. Hey man, you know, in Mexico I'm tall, so you know I'm buff. So you know I'm out there like Debo walking down the beach, man. You know what I'm saying?
I swear I'm gonna get y'all a picture. You know what, Speedo? I swear I posted it all over IG, Facebook, Twitter. Man,
so you had a good time.
Yeah, man, I had a good time, man. You know, some Cuban cigars and white Hennessy.
Yeah. Did you bring some back though?
I'll never tell the public, but you know.
Holla at me later.
You know, yeah, man, yeah. Come on, man. I Tune Rock, you know, so international, you know, known for customs.
Yeah.
But it's always funny though, man. Like, I don't never have no problems with customs, but I always got a problem with TSA. TSA always
gangsters.
Baby, yeah, man. But you know, I'm gonna save my TSA jokes because right now I know a lot of brothers and sisters that do work for TSA are experiencing hard times right now with this government shutdown. You know, a lot of workers, potentially up to 800,000, may not be paid this week.
That's true.
And, you know, everybody needs to be on the phone with the representatives because, I mean, even if this is not affecting you directly, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people are, you know, kind of excited, like, oh, the government shut down, you know what I'm saying?
But they ain't going to be like that when they supposed to get that income tax.
Yeah. Or, you know, you trying to go through the airport and, you know, it's a 3-4 hour wait, man.
Because the stamps off.
Yeah, man. Yeah, go swipe that card. Nothing, man. So, man, these fools need to end that, man.
They really do. It's really childish overall. That's basically what it's overall. I'm sure it's more to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's both sides, man.
Yeah.
Grandstanding over nothing, man, and you know, it's crazy though, man. It's but Trump looked like he prepared to take it on. But of course, it's always interesting though the rank and file politicians, you know what I'm saying, to see. You know what they're, you know, really gonna do, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What you think we're gonna get an end this week, man?
Possibly. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be on watch.
I'm gonna tell you this. I think if we do get out of this government shutdown, it's not gonna be because Trump crumbled.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
He wanted it, so.
All right, most deaf. But yeah, man, you know, like I said, I'm not a pro-government person, but at the same time, I hate to see, you know what I'm saying, average, everyday working people not be potentially able to feed their family, man.
Yeah,
so, y'all cut this stuff out, man. Hit up your representative, tell them to end the shutdown, get people paid, man. Get people back to work, man.
And y'all stop depending on the government so much.
Message!
Self-dependent.
Message! Jay Norman, man, if people want to hit you up, people want to holler at you, bro, how can they do that, man?
Instagram, JNorman06_. That's where I'm at right now.
Man. Jay Nicole, that store's still open?
Which one?
Man.
You know, we still in the building. The A1 store is still open. Okay. A1, we are A1.com/store. You can get all your Action One official gear. You know, we got hoodies, we got t-shirts, multiple kinds, multiple colors. We got mugs, pens. You know, we have some new stuff coming real soon. So y'all stay tuned. We are A1.com/store. Also remember that you can subscribe on our website. As soon as you go to weareA1.com, a little box gonna pop up. And you just put your information in if you want to stay connected. You can also go a little further than that and become a member.
Okay.
You know, memberships give you some good perks. You get into events for free. You get all types of little things depending on the membership that you get. And you can become a member of Action One for as little as $10 a month. And just know that $10 a month is not a lot, but it does a lot for A1 when we come together as a community and we stand for something. Put it like that, because A1 stands for a lot. We're in the streets. We in the streets in Houston. In here for our community, we bring people together. We help, you know, develop other people and their businesses to boost our economy. So go ahead and support us. We are A1.com/memberships. We are A1.com/community. We are A1.com/store.
And if you're an independent artist, What you got?
We are a1.com/mymusic.
Yeah.
All you independent artists, go ahead and submit your music. It does need to be clean, radio-ready music because we are a station for everybody, and we just not gonna play all those curse words. It's on every other station because if we did, we would be like every other station, and you wouldn't be getting what you get from us. So we are a1.com/mymusic. Send all your submissions there.
Hey man, it's your brother iTunes Rob, man. We appreciate y'all checking us out. Make sure that y'all check out SG2 and SG2 on Space on Action 1 coming on Thursdays at 8.
Yeah.
Make sure that you check out Dabbing on the Real coming out on Saturday at noon, and also TVMA to T.
Saturday at 2.
Saturday at 2, man. Make sure y'all, hey man, we growing. And shout out to Gristle and Gossip. You know what I'm saying? You know, we see y'all. And, man, make sure that you go to the website, man. We work hard on the website. There's a lot up there for the people. Check out my blog, Ant Says. The young homie Ant always holding it down.
Always holding it down. And y'all follow us on IG, man. I'm tired of telling y'all every day. You know, follow us on IG. We got a lot of followers on Facebook and stuff like that. But follow us on IG if you really want to get real behind the scenes, you know, action. Representation of behind the scenes action. I like that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Hey, another week up, another week down. We appreciate you checking us out. We are A1.com. Go subscribe, go become a member. And what do they gotta do? Get in the action. Peace.
Action. Independent thinkers. Live together. Inspiring action in media. Get in the action.
For all media companies, for podcasts and indie stations, for artists, for young professionals, for science and technology, for all media companies.
Join today. Get in the action at weareA1.com.
Peace, brother iTunes Rob. Tune in to Action 1 Network.
Hey, don't mind me, brother. I'm just trying to live my life.
Good too. I see you with the Michael Jackson shoes on.
$30 out of Greenspoint Mall. I don't.
Hey, look, I see you doing $5. You should be acting bad on him, man.
I might have to probably do something about that, man. You know what? I'm probably gonna have to act bad on him, man.
Look here, man. Look here. Act bad on him, man.
I think I'm gonna have to do that because they not hearing me, bro.
Hey, you got Johnny?
I knew you had an angle, bro. Like, God, dog, bro. You just couldn't.
Preach the word, Trilly.
Tiny GB.
Acting bad on them, run up the bag on them, press that gas on them, hit the dash on them. I'm trying to get the money, Jolly gon' stop me. I'm trying to get the money, Jolly gon' knock me. Acting bad on them, run up the bag on them, press the gas on them, hit the dash on them. I'm trying to get the money, Jolly gon' stop me. I'm trying to get the money, Jolly gon' knock me. See y'all done messed up, put some respect on my name. See why they mad at me? I'm trying to make a little change. This for all my workers, working for minimum wage. I can't be nice to them. Y'all gotta feel my rage. How you gonna count me out? I got hit after hit, showing that fake love. They been thinking they slick. I be Uber trapping, getting my money legit, and my bow tie shining. I don't put ice on my wrist. They be side talking, I be hearing the words. See my parents die, I done been through the words. All these fake rappers, they be getting on my nerves. Southside still holding, had to go hard on my verse. Acting bad on them, run up the bag on them, press that gas on them, hit the dash on them. I'm trying to get the money, Jolly gon' stop me. I'm trying to get the money, Jolly gon' knock me. Acting bad on them, run up the bag on them, press the gas on them, hit the dash on them. I'm trying to get the money, Jolly gon' stop me. I'm trying to get the money, Jolly gon' knock me. I see them stay on faces, now that I got your attention. When they talking Texas, I don't even get mentioned. Tired of being normal, I gotta be a little vicious. I gotta make an example, I need a couple to witness. They be talking down, put them back right in their place. Lying on my name, please get out of my face. This that club rocker, go on and turn up the bass. Get the shacking on them, it can to take a little break. I remember days, hiding that gas in the tank.